than Cadbury. A healthy...
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Scott Pelley in Copley Square in Boston. Good day. It is a cool and rainy and blustery day in Boston. It was a year ago today, at this hour, that bombs exploded at the Boston Marathon. But today, this city and the entire nation will pause to remember the victims, their families, and the incredible acts of courage that the world witnessed that day. We're just across from the marathon finish line on Boylston Street. People are gathering under umbrellas after a memorial service earlier today at the convention center. At 2:49 Eastern Time, the time of the first two bombs last year, the crowd here will fall silent. Then church bells will toll and a flag will be raised. The bombings killed 8-year-old Martin Richard, 29-year-old Crystal Campbell, and 23-year-old Lu Lingji. More than 260 others were wounded. 3 days later, of course, MIT police officer Sean Collier was shot to death in his cruiser, allegedly by the bombing suspects. Jeff Glor is here with us in Boston. And Jeff, you went to the memorial earlier inside, and tell us what happened there.
Families walking out right now. Vice President Biden said at the end of that service, we own the finish line. That's a lot of what this day is about. We talked to victims and family members these past couple days. They live in this city. They've been in the Back Bay, but many of them have not been back to the finish line. Many of them have not seen the barricades up and the finish line up. They want to be here today to reclaim this space, they say, to take it and make it theirs.
And with the beginning of the ceremony, we will fall silent and let you watch the commemoration of that day 1 year ago.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, wide with sweet home. God bless America, my home. Sweet
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you join us in a moment of silence. Thank you.
bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And so, with the Star-Spangled Banner and Old Glory raised high again over Boylston Street, the ceremony ends commemorating that terrible day 1 year ago this day when 2 bombs exploded near the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 3 people and wounding more than 260. There you see the Vice President, and to the Vice President's left, Deval Patrick, the Governor of the state of Massachusetts. The Vice President said today that they were reclaiming the finish line in the name of the country. President Obama said earlier today the images that we remember from this moment a year ago are not the images of smoke and chaos, but the images of compassion, kindness, and strength. Jeff Glor, you were in the longer memorial ceremony earlier today. Give us a little bit more insight into what happened there.
The victims and the families really talk about this now as one big family. You know, 4 died, at least 16 amputees, dozens more were hurt. They have leaned on each other over this past year, and they continue to do that today. And keep in mind, Scott, you're not talking about just one anniversary here in Boston, because this is the anniversary of the bombing itself. Next Monday is the marathon. So that's 6 days that are very difficult for these families. Also 6 days of planning for police.
Jeff Glor, thank you very much. You see the signs all over town today. Boston strong. And that certainly is the case now. There'll be a great deal more about this solemn day and the latest on the bombing investigation on your local news on this CBS station. As always, on our website, cbsnews.com, and of course, right here on the CBS Evening News tonight from Boston. Until then, I'm Scott Pelley, CBS News.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.
Administration as emergency